In every city on Earth, the same scene plays out. A glowing screen, a tired face, and a bank balance that never seems to move. We grow up hearing the same story. Work hard, be smart, save every month. One day, you'll be free. But for most people, that day never comes. You're not imagining it. Your effort is rising. Your income is not. And the cost of simply existing drifts further out of reach. You've done everything they told you, and still, it's not enough. Tonight, this isn't a video about budgeting hacks. This is an autopsy of how modern economics takes more from you while giving back less. Chapter 1: Wage Stagnation. For decades after World War II, the economy followed a simple, almost elegant rule. If workers produced more, they were paid more. Productivity up, pay up. A fair trade. But in the mid-1970s, that trade broke. Productivity kept climbing. The economy grew more efficient, more profitable, more capable. But typical wages? They flattened, and they never caught up again. Economists call this moment the Great Decoupling, the point when what you contribute and what you receive split apart. Across wealthy nations, workers kept creating more value every hour, but almost none of that extra value went to them. It flowed upward, into corporate profits, into shareholder returns, into executive pay packages that ballooned far beyond ordinary wages. Then inflation arrives. On paper, your country might report 3% inflation. But if most of your income goes to rent, food and energy, your personal inflation isn't 3%. It's far higher. Because your money goes where prices rise the fastest. For wealthy households, inflation is an inconvenience, a smaller cushion at month's end. For poorer households, it's a quiet catastrophe. Chapter 2: The Housing Trap. The old path to wealth was simple, or at least that's how it was told in earlier days. Stop renting, buy a home, fix your housing costs, and let equity quietly accumulate over decades, almost like a slow, patient companion walking beside you. Today, for many, that path is blocked. The numbers no longer line up the way they once did. Rents have risen so fast, they swallow the very savings people need for a deposit, leaving little more than loose change at the end of the month. This is the rent trap. Once a household is paying the majority of its income to a landlord, it has no realistic capacity to save for a down payment, even if a mortgage would actually be cheaper month to month than the rent they are already paying. A bitter irony that older generations did not face in quite the same way. The problem is not just how much people pay for housing, but what housing has become over time. Bricks and mortar are now a financial asset class, a ledger entry as much as a home. Homes are bought for yield, not shelter. Institutional investors and buy-to-let landlords compete directly with first-time buyers for the same starter properties, pushing prices far beyond what local wages can support, in a slow drift that has taken years to unfold. Into this landscape steps the bank of mum and dad. Increasingly, the key variable in whether you ever own a home is not your salary or your savings discipline, but whether your parents can write a check, something that would have seemed almost unfair to say out loud a generation ago. In the UK, more than a third of first-time buyers now rely on family gifts or loans to assemble a deposit. Ever heard of something called the boots theory? It's a simple truth, really. Folks who don't have much money end up paying more in the long run. You buy cheap boots because that's all you can afford, but they wear out quick. Before you know it, you spent more replacing them than if you'd just managed the good pair at the start. I've seen it plenty in my time. Maybe you have too. Paying month by month for insurance because the yearly one's too high all at once. Feeding a prepaid meter that always costs more per unit. Taking out the expensive loan because the cheaper one's out of reach. To the companies, it's all just risk pricing, products, and fancy terms like that. But to the people living it feels like running a race with a heavy weight strapped to your ankle. No matter how hard you push, every month starts with the same struggle. Always a few steps behind. That's what they call the poverty premium. Chapter 4. The Bandwidth Tax. Why you can't think your way out. But the damage isn't just financial, it's cognitive. Living in constant scarcity is like having a browser with 50 tabs open all the time. How do I pay rent? What if the car breaks? Can I afford the school trip? Will this card get declined? Research shows that financial stress reduces mental bandwidth, your ability to plan, remember, and make long-term decisions. Not because you're less capable, but because survival has taken over the controls. Financial advice loves to start with one sentence: just save 10% of your income. When necessities cost more than you earn, saving is not a mindset problem. It is a mathematical impossibility. In that world, the emergency fund doesn't exist.
I took out 2 credit cards to pay for my MOT, car repairs and a kettle when broken. I also now pay for home insurance on credit card, and I purchase food on credit sometimes.